I'm living in a place that is very vulnerable, and because of our city's amazing culture, I will never leave this place.
Supporting the city's unique culture is part of Get Lit, Stay Lit's work as well.
So our mission here at Feed the Second Line is just to make sure that we're creating a stronger safety net and job opportunities for the culture bearers of our city.
Louisiana is a really fascinating place because obviously oil and gas is a big industry here. But the other thing that's happening is Louisiana is becoming the most creative, problem-solving state because we're also dealing with climate in a way that few other places are dealing with it.
Climate change is leading to more intense and destructive hurricanes along the Gulf Coast. One of the dangers of hurricanes is power outages. These outages are becoming more frequent thanks to extreme weather, and they leave residents vulnerable to life-threatening perils like heat exhaustion. But one community initiative is responding to this threat and protecting the unique culture of New Orleans along the way.
After a hurricane, you're basically on your own as a citizen.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Ida, Devin DeWolf's neighborhood in New Orleans lost power.
So my neighborhood went 10 days without ever seeing anybody from the government, state or local or federal. It was up to us to feed, to cool, to make sure nobody got heat exhaustion.
But Devin's house was different. Equipped with solar panels and storage, he had power when his neighbors did not.
I was able to charge people's cell phones on my porch. I could give them ice water. I could give them food if they were hungry. I hooked up my neighbor's oxygen machine.
Out of that experience came the idea for Get Lit, Stay Lit, an initiative to install solar panels and batteries in restaurants throughout New Orleans.
And really, if you think about the things that people need in the week after a major hurricane, it's pretty simple. It's food, charging your cell phone, a place to cool down, and that's where this idea comes from.
In a city with a strong food culture, a restaurant seemed like a practical choice for a disaster relief hub.
It already has food. The owner already knows how to cook a bunch of food and feed people, and they know their neighbors.
So my name is Shaka Garrell. We are at Aphrodisiac NOLA in the Gentilly area in New Orleans, and we do Jamaican Creole fusion.
Aphrodisiac NOLA, run by Shaka and Karan Garrell, became a Get Lit, Stay Lit hub in November of 2022.
The panels are on the roof. So this is the Tesla, the Powerwall, and the battery backup system stores power from the panels. Yeah, this is how it happens.
They're no strangers to hurricanes themselves. In 2020, a tree knocked down by Hurricane Zeta crushed their food truck.
And they got a weird picture with us smiling in front of the crushed truck in the newspaper. It's kind of funny, but yeah, we made it through that, and that was like kind of what brought us here. So it was like part of the path.
They opened their brick and mortar restaurant Aphrodisiac NOLA in March of 2022. And as longtime New Orleans residents with their fair share of hurricane experiences, joining Get Lit, Stay Lit was an easy decision.
It was just kind of a no-brainer because we would do what we could anyway. It's something about New Orleans, we really cling together, in those times of, post-Katrina and all of that stuff. We were really trying to look out for each other.
The program targets neighborhoods where residents are unlikely or unable to evacuate. Tyneese Williams is the executive director of Feed the Second Line, the organization that runs Get Lit, Stay Lit. She says there are several reasons why people might not evacuate during a hurricane.
Number one, New Orleans is a really small city. So a lot of people just catch the bus or catch the streetcar to go where they need to go, or maybe even ride a bike, so they just don't have a car. Another thing is we have elders in the community that are homebound. They just simply can't go. But the main reason is people just simply cannot afford it.
The consequences of the climate crisis will be borne by those that have the least amount of resources. One, to do something like evacuate. Two, to rebuild after extreme weather events. All of these things take a ton of resources that most people don't have. Yet they are the ones that are least responsible for causing the climate crisis, and they will bear the greatest burden from the impacts of the climate crisis.
The climate crisis is really important. As a citizen of New Orleans, I'm living in a place that is very vulnerable. And because of our city's amazing culture, I will never leave this place.
Supporting the city's unique culture is part of Get Lit, Stay Lit's work as well.
So our mission here at Feed the Second Line is just to make sure that we're creating a stronger safety net and job opportunities for the culture bearers of our city.
Downtown Super Sunday, I'm on fire.
These are the people that are very valuable to our city. Like, they make the city special. You know, they're the part of the reason why people come from all over the world to visit this city.
The team partners with cultural groups, connecting members interested in green jobs with training in solar installation.
In this small city, there aren't a lot of opportunities that are given to the folks in the inner city. So having this workforce program is a really exciting thing, because if you think about it, the culture bearers are giving so much into the city. When a natural disaster strikes, like, they're also affected as well. So being able to be in a program that puts you on a career pathway to better your family, to better your income, but also in the same breath, you're able to install something that's going to help the community.
New solar, wind, and other renewable power projects are underway across the country, of course, but in the national drive to transition the nation to a lower carbon future, Get Lit, Stay Lit is an important example of making sure that traditionally marginalized communities don't miss out. It's a concept called just transition.
You know, there isn't one definition, but what I say just transition is really thinking about what are some of the negative economic and social consequences that will come when we stop using fossil fuels. You know, a really narrow view of just transition looks at, what happens to the workers, the immediate workers, like coal miners, oil and gas workers. But I find that view to be really limiting, because if we think about the damage that is caused from fossil fuels, it's much broader than that. So we really have to think about, as we're transitioning away from fossil fuels, we don't want to replicate these systems of inequity and extraction as we transition to a low carbon future. I think what's really great about Get Lit, Stay Lit is it shows the importance of community-based efforts. Because community-based efforts can really understand the needs of the community much better than something like a top-down or one-size-fits-all prescriptive formula. We don't really want to have like a one-size-fits-all solution for everywhere, but what we want instead is a million of these different kind of community-based programs rising up so that we can really see a just transition that works for people who are the ones that are directly impacted by the transition.
Feed the Second Line's Get Lit, Stay Lit program was one of just 18 groups to receive a Department of Energy grant around equitable clean energy innovation last year.
So solutions like Cajun Navy or Get Lit, Stay Lit, these are ideas that are basically coming out of our state because of our life experience. And I really am hopeful that our state is going to quickly transition away from oil and gas and heavily into wind and solar. We have a lot of just brilliant, creative people here. And I think that the state is really changing right now, and it does give me hope.